steelbook from Eureka we got in the mail. Double Indemnity, Billy Wilder's classic film noir starring Fred MacMurray and Barbara Stanwyck. This also came with a little glued on wraparound. Something strange happened with this though, as the glue that comes with these kind of wraparounds usually just peels off very easily, and it did off the back. You can see it was glued here and here and left no marks, but the glue on the top end, as you can see, it kind of ripped. Trying to get it off just kind of ripped the paper. It was on a different kind of glue. It was very heavily, and it took me about half an hour or maybe 35 minutes of while I was watching it, just with some cleaner and some rags trying to get it off. I don't know if you can see this, but there's still a couple of I don't know if you can see like a couple of marks around the top here where I've got most of it off, but it just left kind of a greasy look to it. Despite that, it's a beautiful package, and I'm sure I'll be able to get the last of those marks off eventually. And you have a nice steelbook finish, beautiful artwork, comes with an extensive booklet, very Eureka are pretty much trying to be the criterion of Europe in many ways. Masters of Cinema, Eureka and Masters of Cinema work together, or are the same company, I'm not sure, but the old Masters of Cinema titles, and it still says Masters of Cinema on the back slip, putting together these beautiful Criterion-esque titles. I don't believe this one has a Blu-ray release in America, and this is Region B locked, I should mention. And I'll just tell you, just show you the artwork behind there. Special features: it has an exclusive new high definition restoration, audio commentary by film historian Nick Redman and screenwriter Lem Dobbs. Shadows of Suspense, a 2006 making of documentary, 1945 Screen Guild Theatre radio adaptation of Double Indemnity starring Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray, the original theatrical trailer, optional music and effects track, and optional English subtitles for the deaf and hearing impaired, a 40-page booklet featuring a 1976 interview by John Allen and Billy Wilder, an extract from 1976 interview with James M. Cain comparing the original serial with Wilder's film adaptation, documentation of Raymond Chandler's attitude towards working with the Hollywood studio system, an extract from the original screenplay depicting the excised death chamber ending, and a note on the restoration and rare archival imagery. It's in its original 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio. So yeah, the movie looks pretty good. I've seen a lot better films, especially black and white films. Black and white films seem to really benefit from the high definition experience a lot if they're done properly. This one, you know, it's pretty old, 1944. It has a reasonable amount of damage. It's not that distracting, but there is some damage on the films from flecks and lines every now and again. But the major problem with it is a lot of the nighttime scenes, they're quite flickery, and I know there are processes they can do on probably larger titles they spend a lot more money on where they can even out those flickery lights. I know Universal did it with some of their titles, some of their older titles like To Kill a Mockingbird, etc. But you know, it's probably as good as this transfer is probably as good as we're going to get for Double Indemnity. But it's a shame that it flickers, because the black and white photography is so crucial to a film noir, and of course this film noir being perhaps the original film noir, or one of the original film noirs, and one that you can trace back that style right back to 1944's Double Indemnity. And definitely an upgrade from the DVD. So pick up Double Indemnity.